Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of my weekly vloggy thingy. Yeah, I'm just gonna call it my vloggy thingy because it works and I can't think of anything better and I don't care. And that's basically what it is. It's a vlog, but you don't see me, you see me playing survival Minecraft in my own little way. So yeah, this week was interesting. Some of you know parts of the story, some of you know a little bit more than others, some of you don't know anything that happened to me this week. Monday night, Monday during the day went pretty normal. My kids went to school, my husband went to work, and I stayed home with my 4-year-old and played Minecraft and hung out. And we kept hearing that we were supposed to get a lot of snow Monday night. So there's a little crazy people at the grocery store, like crazy stocking up on stuff because any threat of snow where I live, people panic. They said this was going to be the worst one we've seen yet this year, which of course panics people even more, and turned out it was. I woke up Tuesday morning, school had already been canceled in anticipation of what we were going to get, and my husband couldn't even get out of the driveway to go to work because we had about 3 or 4 inches of snow. I put some pictures on my Twitter for anybody who wants to go look at the snow that we got. It was absolutely gorgeous. I didn't go out in it. I don't like to go out in the snow. I did as a kid. Now I prefer to stay in where it's warm and not go freeze and get soaking wet just for the heck of it. My kids played in it. They enjoyed it. They went out and had snowball fights with the neighbors, and I don't know, they may have built a couple snowmen. I don't recall seeing any, but they had fun with it regardless, and it was just kind of a relaxing day on Tuesday, sorry. Let's see, Wednesday, we stayed in again. My husband was still snowed in the driveway, couldn't go anywhere, and Wednesday afternoon, I was laying on my bed watching YouTube, and I got like this sharp pinch in my chest, and it wasn't like anything I'd ever had before. You know, I've had heartburn and stuff when I was pregnant, and never really felt anything like this. And so I sat up in bed and was just kind of waiting to see what was going to happen, you know, if it was going to go away or if it was going to continue. And eventually it kind of faded into this dull, achy feeling, just hard to catch my breath. It was weird, but it was manageable, but it didn't bother me much. So Thursday morning I woke up and the left side of my jaw was locking up. Like I was trying to brush my teeth and I'd have to stop and massage my jaw so I could open my mouth far enough to brush my teeth. And I've had that happen a few times. Every now and then my jaw locks up. I think I've got TMJ, which is some sort of a law jockeying thing, but I don't know for sure. I've never been diagnosed with it. I just know that sometimes my jaw locks up for no reason and I massage it and it quits. So it was doing that Thursday morning, and didn't think anything of it, you know, because like I said, I've had it before, not a big deal. Thursday afternoon, I noticed that I was still having this heavy, hard to catch my breath type of feeling. Just walking through my house kind of wore me out. So I rested, I took it easy, just kind of waiting it out. I thought about calling an ambulance at one point, but with us being snowed in and there being need elsewhere with people who were crazy enough to go out and drive, you know, having accidents and stuff, I decided it was probably better that I didn't disturb the medical transports because I didn't feel like I was having an emergency. So I let it go and just kind of dealt with it all day, rested quite a bit. And then Thursday night, I was putting my son in bed, and again, I was laying in the bed looking at something on my phone, and all of a sudden, I got like this tingly feeling down my left arm, and my left arm kind of went numb. And so I jumped on Google almost immediately and was kind of looking up these symptoms, you know, the heavy breathing, the pinching, and the left arm, and the locking jaw, and all this stuff, and everything I saw pointed to heart attack. So I panicked and I decided I was going to go ahead and go up to the emergency room, just let them check it out. And they were awesome about getting me seen immediately. They decided to go ahead and do an EKG as soon as I got in there, and it's basically where they take these little wires and they tape them to my ankles and my chest and around my ribs so that they can see what's going on with my heart, my arteries, and everything. And the EKG came back fine. They drew blood to check my enzymes to make sure that I didn't have any dying tissue in my arteries. I guess this blood test would tell them that. And initially the blood work came back fine. They didn't see any signs there of anything going on. But because of all the symptoms I'd had, they wanted to go ahead and keep me overnight for observation. So I was trapped at the hospital all night, Thursday night. I think I got maybe 2 hours of sleep, because every time I got comfortable enough to sleep, they would come in and they'd have something else they wanted to, draw blood or check my blood pressure or whatever, doing their job. But I didn't get any sleep because of it. So Friday morning when I woke up, they wanted to do a stress test, which I felt like I had already been through enough stress, keeping me up all night, drawing blood, poking me with needles and all that fun stuff. But my husband came up to the hospital early Friday morning while my sister-in-law kept kids at the house, and they took me down to this separate room and put me on a treadmill and made me jog on a treadmill while I was hooked up to a dozen wires so that they could keep an eye on everything while I was jogging and test my heart out that way and do an ultrasound and stuff. And everything came back fine. And they said that it wasn't a heart attack or stroke or anything. They're not exactly sure what it was. They gave me a couple of ideas. It could either be stress and anxiety, which I'm not real sure about because I don't usually stress over much of anything. I'm a pretty relaxed person. They said it could be my asthma coming back. I had asthma as a kid, and everyone's told me I've outgrown it. Apparently, it can come back. So it could be my asthma coming back again, or it could be acid reflux. And I really don't think it's that. But they gave me medication for it, so I'm going to try that for a few days, and I'm going to get in to see a regular doctor and have them check for the anxiety and the asthma and see if we can figure out exactly what it is, because even though I'm not having the sharp pains anymore, I still have this really heavy feeling like it's just hard to breathe, like there's something weighing down on my chest. So I'd rather get it, fixed so that I can carry on with my normal stuff and be able to do these and talk for 10-15 minutes without getting winded and feel like I have to stop and just take a deep breath and calm down, because this is something I haven't dealt with since middle school. So if it is my asthma coming back, at least I know how to handle it, but it's gonna be a pain regardless. Other than that, Friday, went out to dinner Friday night. They released me probably at 3:30 Friday afternoon. So I went out to dinner with my husband and my brother and my sister-in-law and their kids for Valentine's, and we had a really good dinner. Saturday, my son went to a sleepover at a friend's house, so we took the girls out late. Again, there's a picture of that on Twitter. Took them out to Dairy Queen and decided to get ice cream sundaes. I don't even think I fed them dinner Saturday night. Everybody had a late lunch Saturday, so we just had ice cream instead, and they absolutely loved it. It was fun for everybody. And came home and put them to bed, and that's about it. That was my crazy week, and I hope that I can get back to normal now, and all of this craziness will end. But I guess we'll find out, and I will let you know in next week's episode how this week goes. And I love you guys, and I'll see you next Sunday. Bye! Hey guys, welcome back. Another vloggy thingy episode. Um, I guess that's what I'm gonna call it because it works and I don't know what else to call it. Let's see. It's been a crazy, crazy week. Um, Monday was fairly normal. The kids went to school as usual and everything's fine. I think Monday evening we started to get a few snow flurries, but not really big deal. Um, Tuesday, I was shocked. I woke up kind of late in the morning, and school had already been canceled Monday night because they were expecting a lot of snow. And so Tuesday morning, when I woke up and looked out the window, I mean, some of you may have seen the pictures on Twitter. I think I put some up there. We had probably 3 or 4 inches of snow on the ground. It was crazy. Uh, it looks fun. I am not a cold weather person. I prefer nice, warm, sunny beaches. I like to look at snow. I don't like to go out and get cold and soaking wet. Not really my thing. I like to look at it. That's about it. When I was a kid, I liked to play in snow, but as an adult, it's just more work. More laundry, cleaning up wet spots off the floor where the snow gets tracked in, all that fun stuff. So anyway, yeah, Tuesday the kids played out in the snow with their friends, the neighbors, and they had fun with it. They had snowball fights and all kinds of stuff. Um, my husband got snowed in. He couldn't go to work. His office was closed, and just about every one of them here in Georgia were closed because nobody could get out. Nobody could go anywhere. The Weather Channel actually recommended that we not go anywhere just because it was so dangerous for inexperienced snow drivers. Wednesday, pretty much the same thing. When I woke up in the morning, school was canceled. My husband couldn't get out to go to work again, and we just kind of took it easy. And that was when my week started to get crazy. I was laying on my bed actually watching a YouTube video, and I started to feel like this really sharp squeezing pain in my chest. It was absolutely horrible. So I kind of sat up for a few minutes and tried to see if it would ease off, and it did to some extent. Um, it just kind of turned into this heavy pressure feeling, like it's hard to catch my breath, like I'd been jogging or something, which I hadn't by any means. And I don't know, it kind of worried me, but I really, I couldn't get out to go to the hospital because of the snow. We couldn't drive anywhere. And then I I thought about calling an ambulance, but at the same time it wasn't really bad, and I knew there were people who would need the medical attention more than I needed it, obviously, and I really didn't want to make anybody drive all the way out to my house in the middle of nowhere, just to find out, that it was indigestion or something stupid. So I let it go. Then Thursday, I had the same feeling all day. Like it really started to bother me. I couldn't walk through my house without losing my breath or just struggling to be able to do normal everyday stuff. So I slept quite a bit Thursday. My husband was home again from work because we couldn't get out probably till late Thursday afternoon, so he couldn't go to work. But I guess it was late Thursday night. I was putting my son to bed around 8 or 9 o'clock, and I got that sharp pinching feeling again, and I got this really weird tingling feeling all through my left arm, and I'm like on Google on my phone, of course, and I'm thinking these are all of the same symptoms of heart attack. So of course I'm starting to panic, and I'm thinking I'm going to have a heart attack laying here in the bed, and I'm gonna, what am I gonna do? So I decided to go ahead and like an idiot, I drove myself to the hospital so that my husband could stay home with the kids. Um, and I got up there, and our hospital is one of the top hospitals anywhere in our area for any kind of heart problems. So they were really good about getting me back really quick, and they started me off with an EKG where they hook these little wires up to my ankles and my chest and like on the sides of my rib cage, just so that they can kind of listen to my heart and all that fun stuff. EKG came back good, which was a good thing. Then they wanted to draw blood. The way she explained it to me is they check the enzymes, and I guess they count the enzymes or something, and it tells them whether or not there's tissue dying in my heart area, in my arteries. So they did this. They drew the blood and did this enzyme test, and it came back okay. But they wanted to go ahead and keep me overnight, just for observation, because something like that can change within a matter of a couple hours. So they wanted to keep me overnight and just make sure that nothing was going to happen through the night, which it was kind of a relief that they cared enough to keep me overnight, but at the same time it was kind of a pain in the butt because at this point I just wanted to go home. And so they moved me to an overnight room, and throughout the night I think they came back in 3 more times and drew blood from the same spot on my arm. I've got like this huge blue and green bruise on my arm now. Um, then they told me in the morning I was going to do a stress test. I, I was not looking forward to stress tests, honestly. I felt like I'd been through enough stress and I really didn't want any more, but they felt like it was necessary. So I got up Valentine morning, Friday morning, and they took me down to another room and made me run on a treadmill so that they could see kind of how my heart reacted when it was put under stress, and did a couple ultrasounds and another EKG, and everything came back looking pretty good. So they told me, a couple different things that it could be between acid reflux, could be my asthma returning that I had as a kid that everyone had told me I had outgrown. Apparently, it can come back, or it could be anxiety. And anxiety is kind of a new one for me. I really don't think that's it, unless it's something new I've developed. I've never really been anxious about anything or stressed over much of anything. But I'm gonna try all of the things that they've suggested for me to try. They've given me a medication for acid reflux, so I've got to try that for about 30 days, and I've got to get scheduled to go see a regular doctor and check on the asthma situation, make sure it's not my asthma coming back, and check on the anxiety thing, find out if it is an anxiety issue and get on medication for that if that's the case. But in the meantime, I'm feeling pretty good. I get tired really easily. So I'm not playing online as much as I'd like to be because just being up, being active, wears me out. Even talking for this long is like does a number on my lungs. It's exhausting. But hopefully we'll get this figured out soon, and I'll be a lot more active, and we'll get my YouTube going back up again and get more videos out regularly. Um, Other than that, I had a good Valentine weekend. We went out to dinner with my brother and my sister-in-law and their kids, and had some good food and kind of celebrated me being okay and being out of the hospital. And I appreciate everyone who sent me messages on my Twitter and my Skype, wishing me well, because it really is kind of exciting to have people who send you messages like that, make you feel better when you're laying in the hospital hooked up to all kinds of tubes and wires and all that fun stuff. Um, let's see, Saturday my son went to a sleepover, so we decided to do something fun and exciting and took the girls out for ice cream at Dairy Queen. And again, anyone who knows me, I'm lactose intolerant. Probably not my best idea, but I did it anyway. YOLO, you only live once, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And I'm glad that nothing more serious was going on with my heart, and I'm enjoying life now, and I'm gonna keep playing games and do what I love to do, and I'm gonna keep sharing it with you guys, and I hope you guys are enjoying it, and I'm glad you're here with me through the whole thing. And I can't wait to see you guys next week, and we'll see what crazy stuff happens this week. All right, I love you guys, and I will see you next week. Bye.